I made it.
You made it. Welcome.
How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, as always.
I made it. You made it. I'm glad. Oh, we're on delay now.
How's it going? Oh.
Good. How are you?
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Ba-ba-ba-ba.
Let's see. Anyone else? Nope.
Vice Chairman Boner, how are you this evening, sir?
How we doing, sir?
I'm well.
Probably not, because, no.
Mr. Woods, how are you this evening, sir?
Lovely, lovely.
Marvelous. Is Mr. Figueredo joining us this evening?
I know why I'm not hearing anything. I have my voice on.
I'm sorry, Tim, I didn't hear what you said.
Do we know if Mr. Figueredo is joining us this evening?
He is already on. He's muted, but
Okay.
he's on.
And I'm sure that Mr. Cavallo is with us this evening.
He is on. Yep, all members are here.
Okay, great. So, 6 o'clock, if all members are here, I am going to call this meeting to order. And this is the Town of Dayton Planning Board regular meeting / public hearing held remotely on Wednesday, December 16, 2020 at 6 p.m. This is a revised agenda. Due to the increasing concern surrounding the COVID-19 pandemic, this meeting / public hearing will be held remotely with no physical meeting location. Those seeking to provide public input should do so using the methods listed below. Video and audio of the meeting will be aired on Comcast Local TV 9 at a later date. A live recording of the meeting will be available on the Town of Dayton YouTube channel, which can be accessed using the link www.youtube.com/Town of Dayton Planning and Land Use. Public input may be provided using the following methods. 1. Contact our office at keasterday@dayton-mass.gov. Use email subject line regular meeting / public hearing December 16th, 2020 public input, and include your name and address for the record, please. Number 2, you can call in using the number at 508-669-6431 extension 114 during the meeting and leave a voicemail, please, if necessary. I'd like to move on to agenda item number 2, and if everyone will please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. At this time, we're going to move on to agenda item, number 3, and that is to confirm the next meeting date of January 6, 2021. Someone would like to make that in the form of a motion, please.
I'll make a motion to have the next meeting date on January 6, 2021.
Motion made by Vice Chairman Boner and seconded by Member Cavallo. Any further discussion on the next meeting date of January 6th of 2021?
Mr. Chairman, I just want to let you know that I'm not going to be around on the 6th. I'll send an email to the office just to remind you.
Thank you, Mr. Cavallo. With that being said, any further discussion on the confirming the next meeting date of January 6th of 2021? Hearing none, let's vote by roll. Vice Chairman Boner.
Aye.
Member Figueredo. He must have muted himself.
Mr. Figueredo, you are muted. If you can unmute yourself, that would be great.
I'll text them.
Thank you.
Mr. Woods, how do you vote?
Aye.
Just wait for Mr. Figueredo to unmute himself.
How is that?
Oh, there he is. Thank you.
All right, he's back. Mr. Figueredo, we were confirming the next meeting date of January 6th. Has been a motion and a second. We're in a roll call vote. How do you vote, sir?
Aye. I am.
Mr. Ryan's aye. Members, again, the next meeting date is January 6th of 2021. Thank you. Moving on to item agenda number 4 in the business. And this is the public hearing for Hunters Hill subdivision, special permit modification application for a conservation subdivision, map 21, lots 6, 6A, 7A, 23, 37 through 46. Map 22, lot 5, 6-02, map 23, lot 18. So at this time, I'm going to read the legal notice. It's the Town of Dayton Planning Board, 979 Somerset Avenue, Dayton, Massachusetts, 02715. The telephone number is 508-669-6636, extension 114. And our fax number is 508-669-4509. This is a legal notice, Dayton Planning Board, December 16, 2020 at 6 p.m., held remotely through Zoom online programming. In accordance with the provisions of Massachusetts General Laws, Chapter 48, Sections 9 through 11, in the Dayton Zoning Bylaw, Section 4300, Conservation Subdivision, the Dayton Planning Board will conduct a public hearing on the modification application to the special permit for a conservation subdivision known as Hunters Hill Subdivision, shown as Dayton Assessors Map 21, Lot 6, 6A, 7A, 23, 37 through 46, Map 22, Lots 5, 6-02, and Map 23, Lot 18. The applicant, Long Built Homes Incorporated, seeks to modify condition number 5 of the special permit finding and decision dated October 16, 2002. Copies of the application and plan may be requested by email at keasterday@dayton-mass.gov. Any person wishing to be heard on the above applications to send their statement by email at keasterday@dayton-mass.gov or call the planning board office at 508-669-6431, extension 114. Dayton Planning Board, Timothy Rhines, Chairman, Robert Boner, Vice Chairman, Joseph Figurito, member, Robert Woods, member, and Jeffrey Cavallo, member. With that being said, gentlemen, I will entertain a motion to open the public hearing for Hunters Hill subdivision. Motion been made. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. Any further discussion? Let's vote. Gentlemen, by roll. Vice Chairman Boner.
Aye.
Member Figurito.
Aye.
Member Woods.
Aye.
Member Cavallo.
Aye.
Chairman Rhines. Aye. Gentlemen, you did receive your packets, and in the packet itself, you're going to go back down, and I'd like everyone just to breeze through it. And the proposed, it says the description of what it is proposed for this property, and it's a conservation subdivision pursuant to Chapter 4300 on the Conservation Subdivision of Section 4, Special Regulations of the Zoning Bylaws, with a 55-plus age restriction containing 140 single-family detached residential dwelling units and related amenities, including a clubhouse. Gentlemen, I just want to remind everyone that this was brought up to us last month, and we voted to approve amenities to be located at Hunters Hill and disregard the building of a golf course. And those many amenities were to include a clubhouse, a swimming pool, a pickleball court, a gazebo, and a large community room. I'm sorry, and a shuffleboard court. And they're also going to place another gazebo on the property's location somewhere in regards to where they're going to have a trail that is going to surround a certain area of the subdivision itself. Is Mr. Castagnetti available this evening?
Hey, Tim, it's Kevin Perry. I just reached out to Lee. I don't know if he's still en route to his destination to get on, but he was expected to be here. I talked to him just a little while ago.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Perry.
I just emailed him as well.
So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to entertain a motion to, Kerry, should I close the public hearing and reopen again, and then we can just go down to the next agenda item until Mr. Castagnetti is on?
No, I wouldn't close it. I would just table it, so that you can do the next matter. And then just when he comes on, then you can move forward,
Okay, great.
move forward.
So, gentlemen, I'm going to entertain a motion to table the Hunters Hill subdivision special permit modification application for a conservation subdivision until Mr. Castagnetti can be on with us. And then I'd like to, someone make a motion, please, if they would.
So move.
Motion been made. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Motion been made a second. Any further discussion on tabling? Hearing none, let's vote by roll. Vice Chairman Bona,
Aye.
Member Figueredo,
Aye.
Member Woods,
Aye.
Member Cavallo,
Aye.
Chairman Rhines, aye. We'll be back to that matter in a few minutes. I'd like to move on to agenda item 4B, which is the review, discuss, and act on the correct site plan review vote declaration made on November 18, 2020 on the application of the Dayton Trails Committee 0 Somerset Avenue, map 17, lot 22 and number 23. I'd just like to announce that member Cavallo is the chair, I believe, of the Trails Committee and presented this to us, so he's going to recuse himself at this time. So I just want to go back and what happened was that when we took a vote that evening, that I made the mistake, the parliamentary procedural mistake of when the vote came down as 2-1, it should have been in favor of the parking lots, I'm sorry, the minor site plan review to be done at the proposed parking area at Somerset Avenue. So gentlemen, Mrs. Easterday, let me just look at this real quick. To see who okay, so the voting members were at that time on this matter were myself, Mr. Figueredo, Member Figueredo, and Member Ward. So at this time, I'm going to first entertain a motion to strike the vote that was taken on November 18th of 2020 on the application of Dayton Trails Committee.
I'm sorry, Mr. Chairman Ryan, do you want to strike the vote?
Yes, and re-vote again, because I think that would be the proper correction.
No, if I may, Mr. Chairman,
Sure.
the vote stands. It was a parliamentary procedure that we're discussing here. If we open it up, it's re-voted on like it was never voted on before, but that's not really what we're discussing here.
Correct. So I just want to make a correction on the vote to state that on November 16th, a vote of the board reflected that I voted in the affirmative. Member Figueredo voted in the affirmative, and Member Woods voted in the negative. So as it stands on the vote is a passage of a 2-1 margin, and the Dayton Trails Committee proposed parking area is approved. Thank you, Mr. Cavallo.
Thank you.
With that being said, I'd like to move on to agenda item 4C. And that would be...
Pardon me.
Yes.
I am admitting Mr. Castagnetti in now. So
Oh, great.
If you want to hang on and allow him. And he is on.
My most sincere apologies.
No problem. We hung on for you.
Thank you.
That's fine, sure. Just to give you a recap, Mr. Castagnetti, I have already read into record that we have opened the public hearing for the Hunters Hill subdivision special permit modification application for a conservation subdivision. And I've also mentioned to the members that we voted at our last meeting to approve the amenities as such at that location to be a recreational community building to be built, a gazebo, a swimming pool, a pickleball court, a shuffleboard court, and a bocce ball court. Now, I just have one question. I was looking at the plans, Mr. Castagnetti, and I know that you had mentioned before that in regards to the trail that's been approved, that you would like to possibly include a cross area in the middle of the trail, so if somebody gets tired, they can just go right back and go back to the main area of the community center. Is that still in the works?
Absolutely, and there will be the crossing point will be at the clubhouse facility at that section, so that they can just loop right back around and make their way back and actually use the trail in a twofold method, so that you could walk the trail on either side if you prefer, and just do the half loop either way from the clubhouse.
Okay, great. Now, on the decision that was rendered, it was stated that the sewer treatment plants would be built out before, I believe it was the 21st home that was built, Mrs. Easterday?
Am I muted? No.
No.
No, it was the sewer treatment plant. Before they can move forward with anything, they have to build the sewer treatment plant.
Correct.
Then they have
Correct.
to do the community center. And then move forward with, I'm totally assuming, and I hate to assume, but then they were going to start doing some of the amenities. And forgive me, Mr. Castagnetti, if I'm incorrect. And then after a certain number, you were going to put a hold if the amenities after the 21st home?
56.
Right, yeah, so there was that. For you, it's the 21st, but the whole is the 56, correct?
That's correct. That's where I saw the 56. That was okay.
That's good. That's correct. So in essence, what we had discussed at the last meeting, and what ended up in the decision extending that period, which it of course does tie in directly with that. From the starting point, it would be the 35th permit, which cannot be obtained until the sewer treatment plant is literally up and running. So from that point, we can then get building permits. So the 55th was basically reflective of what we think, what we're projecting for a 1-year build out. And during that same 1-year period, we would also be building the community center, the pool, and everything else, so that we would essentially have 1 year to build those facilities. And then at that point in time, if they're not completed, we cannot get any further building permits.
Correct. Thank you.
Yes.
Do you have anything else, Mr. Cassidy, you'd like to add? Just, I want to read a memo that was sent to the planning board into record.
No, I think it's, what's in the application and what we've discussed previously and what you write in is pretty reflective of what we've all discussed and agreed to, and what the homeowners have, indicated that they would like to see done here. And of course, them and us would love nothing more than to get this back on track and see them all living in a completed community, which is, I'm sure, what they all want most. So
that's correct. And before we vote, I'd just like to mention that everything that the planning board has agreed to within the subdivision will be written out in the decision if and when if we do vote in the affirmative this evening. So I just want to make that statement.
Yes, absolutely.
So right now, I'd like to read a communication that was sent to the planning board, and this is to the Town of Dayton Planning Board from the Hunters Hill Association Committee, and it was dated on December 10th of 2020. And it's a statement via email to the Dayton Planning Board, legal notice dated November 30th, 2020. And it's, dear Planning Board members, the Hunters Hill Association Committee of 5 members approves the modification application to the special permit for a conservation subdivision known as Hunters Hill subdivision, shown as Dayton Assessors map 21, lots 6, 6A, 7A, 23, 37 through 46, map 22, lots 5, 6-02, and map 23, lot 18, for the modification of condition number 5 of the special permit finding and decision dated October 16, 2002. And thank you, and it's from the committee members, Mr. Kevin Perry, Ms. Sandy Sudo, Ms. Joanne Peterson, Mr. Ken Rodericks, and Mr. Peter Hayden. If any of the members of the association would like to speak, the floor is yours.
I like the fact that they sent this letter out. I could have written this letter and sent it to the planning board as well. I would like to see signatures from these people, if that's okay.
My name's Kevin Perry, 3075 Clubhouse Drive. What we did, only because of COVID and the situation of things and not wanting to get together for social distancing, I believe it was sent to a reply all, and we each individually with our own personal emails agreed and approved as a method of certifying it. But we have no problem with getting signatures on it and scanning it over to you as well. But that was the method we used when we sent it to Kerry to try to validate it as best we were able.
Yeah, that's correct. And this is Sandy Sudo, and I did put that together and did either verbally speak and or email all of the committee members.
That'd be great. Thank you very much. We'd appreciate that. I know that member Figueredo would also appreciate that also.
Yes, I would. Thank you.
We'll
All right, so can I take that actual document and just have each person sign their name next to where I typed it in?
Absolutely, and resend it back to us. That would be absolutely formal. We would just ask you that you would change the dates, or just put a circle on the side stating that what date you received the signatures from each individual, so that way we know. That's all.
Absolutely, not a problem. Thank you.
If you want to maintain social distancing, I mean, you could get signatures electronically using just Acrobat, free Adobe Acrobat.
Yeah,
to get the full tool.
Yeah, I'll probably set it up as a DocuSign. Either way, we can get it without having to come together. We'll get it handled. Thank you.
All right, thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else from the association like to speak? Now the floor is yours.
This is Joe Peterson. I think what we're all looking for from the association point of view is we want to get the sale moving along so that Mr. Castagnetti can start on the project.
Hello.
I'm all done. Thank you.
Hopefully my brother will pick that up.
Sounds like Ma Bell.
If it's important, we will call back. So we have no other members of the homeowners association who would like to speak on this issue.
No.
I'm going to move on to the members of the planning board. Vice Chairman Boner, any comments, sir?
Yeah, I have a couple of questions. In regards to the trail, this isn't going to be a paved trail. It's going to be a walking trail.
That's correct. Yes.
Okay. And refresh my memory, because you probably mentioned it before, but in regards to the community building, is that going to have any type of
I'll take them in a meeting.
kitchen facilities in there or anything like that?
There will be a kitchen. It will not be a commercial kitchen.
Okay.
But there will be a small kitchen facility. Yes.
Okay. Thank you. That's all I have.
Okay.
I'm sorry, were you referring to the community building for that kitchen? Okay.
Yeah.
And this question might be too far in the weeds, but what kind of chemistry are you thinking about for that community pool?
It's a little advanced. I haven't really gotten that far.
Okay.
I think that's something that, from our perspective, the way we look at it, we're building the community, but we're not the ones who are going to be living there and maintaining it. So with matters like that, I wouldn't take it upon myself to make that decision independently. We'll go out and do the appropriate level of research and present it to the homeowners, who are the ones who are going to be responsible for the ongoing maintenance after we're gone. And we'll come to agreement with them as to what the best, what we all feel the best methodology will be for ongoing maintenance, use and maintenance.
Got it. Okay, thank you.
Sure.
Thank you, Mr. Figurito. Any questions or comments?
I have a comment. Is if next time you come before the board, if you could write these things down a little bit bigger, so I don't have to use double glasses.
Okay, just shut up. I don't know why I didn't show up.
I promise I'll do an attachment sheet next time.
Okay.
Great, that would be great.
I wanted to go down as a wise guy here. So.
Well, I was very impressed with the penmanship. It was readable, but yeah, really, really small. I agree. I had to zoom way in.
Mr. Woods, any comments?
I have a couple.
Sure, go ahead, Mr. Woods.
I wanted to know about the parking area for like motorhomes and boats. Will there be any kind of like subsurface put down to collect any kind of oil or, anything coming out of these vehicles? I don't know if that's a stormwater issue or has anyone put any thought into that?
I honestly, I have not. We certainly can, further investigate that to determine what the most appropriate surface treatment would be to best handle that and to keep that safe and as contained as possible. But I haven't really delved into things like at that level of detail yet.
Right. That's just something, I wanted to bring up, maybe something for you to look into because, you just can't park a bunch of vehicles in one area without having some kind of proper surface underneath.
Yeah.
And the other thing is I got a phone call today and from a resident and they said that they heard that the developer may want to change this from being a 55 or older to just anyone. And I assured them there was no paperwork or we've never discussed that. But the word on the street is it was trying to be changed. And I tried to let this gentleman know that, I've never heard of anyone bringing this up.
I absolutely, one of the things I love most about this business is the rumor mill. Nothing of the sort has ever been uttered from our mouths. I wouldn't even, in my wildest imagination, I wouldn't even consider that kind of a change.
Okay, well, I just wanted to bring it up, here during the meeting because I'm sure residents watch our meetings. And I did say that I would ask the question and I assured them that it has never been brought up before. So.
And not brought up because there's absolutely no intention or even any desire to go that route. We know exactly what we're getting into and we fully intend to undertake and complete this as a 55 and older community.
Thank you very much, sir. That's all I have.
Thank you, Member Woods. Any other comments or concerns from anyone from the Homeowners Association? Hearing none, any comments or concerns from the members of the planning board?
Nothing further from me.
Nothing further? Thank you. With that being said, I'm right now going to entertain a motion.
Mr. Chairman Rhines, I do have one item to read into public for public input.
I'm sorry, I missed public input. I'm sorry, Mrs. E. today.
That's okay. So I received an email today at 5:15 from a Thomas Borkwin, and he just wanted to note that he's interested in the public hearing, and I'm assuming he's watching it right now. And he just wants to note that he supports the plan moving forward. So he's in support of the change. And he is a resident there at 3076 Hunters Hill Drive.
Thank you, Mrs. Easterday. So we have no other public inputs or nothing is coming in via telephone. We are going, I'm going,
Nope, I have no further public input.
thank you, Mrs. Easterday.
You're welcome.
With that being said, right now, members of the board, I'm going to entertain a motion to accept the Hunters Hill subdivision special permit modification application for a conservation subdivision, map 21, lot 6, 6A, 7A, 23, 37 through 46, map 22, lot 5, 6-02, map 23, lot 18.
Mr. Chairman, could I just ask one simple question? I know that there's the 5 members of the Hunters Hill Association there. Has everyone on that owns homes that have they all been notified at this point?
As required by Mass General Law, all individuals that are located in that development and actually 300 feet around were notified by an abutters listing. So I sent that out 2 weeks after. I don't know the exact date. I have them here. So all the abutters, including everyone within the development, were notified of the public hearing. I did receive several people who requested a copy of the application and the plan by email. Those were sent off immediately to those who requested. And from that moment, there was no further discussion. They just said, thank you. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Sorry to bring that up, but I just needed to be sure.
No, that's a valid question.
I'll make a motion. Oops.
Go ahead, Mr. Figueredo. You have the floor, sir.
I will make a motion to actually approve the changes here.
Second.
Motion is made and seconded. Yes, go ahead, Mrs. Easterday.
May I just ask 2 questions from the discussion that we had? Do we want to put any conditions on there relative to the RV storage and the pool?
Not the pool.
You want to make sure that the proper
Subservice.
is laid, or subservice, thank you. The subservice is laid down for the RV and that an agreement is worked out with the homeowners association for the pool.
Came up, but some reason we're not coming up.
Do we want to make that part of the condition of the approval?
I don't.
Members, how do you feel?
I don't have any concerns about the pool. It was more of a curiosity question, chemistry, but the RV parking area surface treatment, I guess. Mr. Woods, did you want to make that a condition?
Well, I think stormwater will get involved in that sooner or later, and that'd probably be part of their purview, I would say.
Do you want to
Mr. Woods,
that?
yeah, Mr. Woods, I'd have to agree with you in regards to that. As being a member on stormwater, I'm sure that would probably come across us when we see that in the plans.
So we just go on.
Yeah, I think that'll have to be dealt. That'll have to be dealt with in the ordinary course of the permitting and approvals, for that in any event. So we can certainly deal with it here, but I don't think we need to, because I think it's going to be dealt with at that stormwater level anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree.
Exactly.
Okay.
Absolutely, Mr. Cassinetti, I agree.
Agreed.
Members, there's been a motion and a second on the floor to approve the Hunters Hill subdivision. Any further discussion? Hearing none, let's vote by roll. Vice Chairman Boner.
Aye.
Member Figueredo.
Aye.
Member Woods.
Aye.
Member Cavallo.
Aye.
Chairman Rhines. Aye. That vote carries reflective 5-0. Mr. Casignetti, congratulations. The town of Dayton looks forward to working with you in regards to building out the subdivision. I know it's been a long, arduous path that all have journeyed within there. And I believe, I'm just going to say this for the record. that I do believe that with long-built homes coming into Dayton, that subdivision will be built out in the correct manner.
We're looking forward to it. We promise you we'll do the job that we've always done, and we'll live up to our reputation. I promise you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I'd like to just wish everyone who was on this evening a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Enjoy the holidays as best as we can.
Thank you, planning board.
Thank you all for your courtesy, your consideration, your kindness, and I wish you all a very, very Merry Christmas. Thank you so much.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
Thank you. Merry Christmas.
Merry
Anytime that you feel that you need to reach out to me, feel free to contact our office manager, Mrs. Easterday, and she will contact me, or if you don't have my phone number, she will provide that for you.
I certainly will. Thanks again. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Enjoy
you.
your evening. Thank you.
You
Thank
too.
you.
Thank you, everyone. Members, we're going to move on to agenda item 4C, and that is our member Jeffrey Cavallo, and he is to present the Serpent update. The floor is yours, Mr. Cavallo.
All right, thank you. Hey, everybody. So back in your packet, you'll see on page 14, back on December 2nd, which was, I think, actually a Wednesday, not a Tuesday like it says in this email. I went to Serpent Commissioners meeting, and one of the items that they spoke about, one of the gentlemen, Eric Arbeen from Serpent, presented a project that they've been working on with the Regional Housing Services Initiative. And what they've done is they've gone along and they've indexed this whole program is to index 40B housing. And he set up this website, and he set up a pilot website. And you see the website on the fourth line down there in the second paragraph. There was a typo in this website, and I sent a follow-up email. I don't know if you saw that, Carrie, but the S in the word study is actually supposed to be capitalized, and it makes a difference on the website. So if you change the word study to a capital S, you can see this pilot. You can see this pilot website. Mr. Chairman, can you mute your phone?
Sure.
There you go. Thank you.
Sorry.
There it is. Thank you very much. So if the word study in that web address, if you capitalize the letter S, you can get to that web page. And what that shows you is for the town of Mansfield, they went along and they indexed all of the 40B affordable housing units in the entire city. And the whole point of all of this was to see what's available for inventory and everything. And I sent this not proposing that the town of Dayton does this, because this didn't look like it was cheap, but it was interesting perspective. And what got me thinking was, I know we have some affordable housing in the town of Dayton. I don't know what our levels are at, but the municipal level, I don't know if this is just at the town level or for cities and towns, the number 10% was thrown out. And a lot of the motivation for why this guy Eric put this together was so that town planners and other committees within a town or a city can understand how much inventory they have, because not only is your town have to be 10%, but surrounding towns, if surrounding towns don't meet that 10% number, I think you could potentially be affected. And knowing what your levels are and having some kind of a plan also prevents developers from coming in and kind of forcing their way into a situation and putting 40B housing where maybe we didn't necessarily plan for. So it's kind of an interesting talk that he gave. So one thing they're going to do in the future in one of these SERPED work committee meetings is they're going to have this was Grant King spoke, and they're going to have a housing 101 course, sort of like a workshop during one of the future commission meetings. So I'll let everybody know when that's happening. I can pass it around if they put it on the next agenda. But they also offer workshops here on this website, and the address is provided here. So So there's supposed to be a talk, but there is also these workshops that are available on that website. So that was the gist of the last meeting. That's the update I want to provide. Thank you.
Thanks, Jeff.
Hey, Jeff, I just want to say to you that I thank God I left that for you because I'm so grateful for what you're doing. You're doing a great job. So I thank you.
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you, Mr. Cavallo. I just wanted the members to go, just if you would, just for a second. I wanted to turn to the second page on the agenda that Member Cavallo sent out. And if you go to item number 6, it says grant awards, funding availability, notifications, / grant writing authorizations, and letters of support request. Now, you're going to see some acronyms down there. DHCD is the Department of Housing and Community Development, Mass Department of Mass DOT, which is transportation, DCS funding opportunities. I believe that the towns can go out and apply to possibly receive some of these grants. That's why this information is being provided. I know that we do have a committee, Mr. Cavallo, in regards, not a committee, but the numbers for housing have been done. Wasn't that done by the Housing Committee, Terry? Am I correct in saying that? Didn't he just recently do that? And that was, I want to say, a member from Lincoln Village, a member from the Board of Selectmen. I thought the Housing Authority had done some of that already. So
I thought they did as well, but I
yeah.
don't remember the specifics about it. I remember
So I do
hearing something
believe-
about it, but that's
yeah.
about it.
Yeah, so I do believe, Member Cavallo, that I think that our numbers are out there. They've been recorded, so that information is available. I just have a quick question, Jeff. In regards to the trail, and I know that you've gone to another entity looking for grant monies. Now, are you also applying for grants through Serpent for any other amenities out there?
Well, we are trying to get some information, trying to get a grant submission proposal for the open winter streets proposal, something by the Mass DOT, and that's actually have a meeting on Tuesday with Brett and Tom Ferry to talk about some potential things down by on Pleasant Street, really a sidewalk project. But what we need to do before we go out for any actual grants is we need to have a feasibility study done, and as you recall, that's what we're doing with the CPC. So if we have a feasibility study, that is the seed information that we can use for mass trails and all kinds of other grant opportunities. So the feasibility study opens up the possibility to go out for a lot of these grants for these things, because they don't want us coming along and just asking for a grant for a trail or whatever if there really hasn't been any kind of consideration from non-novice people, because we consider ourselves novices when we're talking about trails and development. So we have to bring in kind of a civil engineer or a professional engineering firm through a feasibility study or something along those lines. So somebody in the professional world of doing these kinds of things that knows what goes into it will make a better assessment of what's even possible to do in a particular area. So having that information, having a feasibility study under your belt, you could then go to the Mass Trails, you can go to Mass DOT, you can go to a lot of different organizations. First thing they ask you is, what supporting information do you have? And feasibility study goes a long way for getting those grants. So that's step one for that. But we are, as an aside, like I said, we're going jointly in with Brett and Mr. Ferry on another round of a open streets winter project here in January.
Thank you, Mr. Cavallo. Before I entertain a motion, I'm going to thank Member Cavallo for his thoroughness on all his reporting that he's been giving us back from Serped. His information, members, is very vital. There's a lot of things that we could possibly use in this further down the road in regards to planning courses, that type of thing. So I know that Serped does offer those. And I'm sure at the first opportunity, I would like to attend one myself. I have been to some regional housing symposiums up at Bentley College. I attended one a couple of years ago. and it was very informative, and it ran the range of 40 Bs, 40 Rs, and that type of thing. So, with that being said, gentlemen, I'm going to entertain a motion to accept Member Jeffrey Cavallo's presentation for the Serpent update.
Make that motion.
I'll second that.
Motion been made, seconded. Any further discussion on the Serpent updates? Hearing none, let's vote. By roll. Vice Chairman Boner.
Aye.
Member Figueredo.
Aye.
Member Woods.
Aye.
I know Mr. Cavallo there, you still vote Member Cavallo.
Aye.
Chairman Ryan's aye. Thanks again, Jeff. You're doing a great job with that.
Thank you.
Information is spot on. Thank you.
Just one more thing on the Serped thing. I don't know, Carrie, if you saw the second one I sent about the electronic roundtable.
I did see that after the fact.
Okay,
So
so-
do you want me to put that on the, well, you're not going to be here for the next agenda.
that'd be the one after maybe.
I can do that on the next one if you want.
Okay, yeah, we'll do that.
Okay.
Yeah, and Mr. Woods, you'll be interested in some of the feedback on that because it's specifically, I really pressed on them to talk about solar panels saturation.
Right.
So I'm trying to get information from other
Yeah, I read
municipalities to
that
get
email
info.
that you sent out. Thank you very much.
Sounds good.
Thank you, members. All members who vote aye will vote aye in the affirmative. All members who voted, that vote carries 5-0. Again, Jeffrey, thank you very much for your report. Appreciate it. Members, I'm going to move on to agenda item 4D, and that is to review, discuss, and act on the proposed copier quote. Now, Mrs. Easterday, our office manager, has been working very diligently in order to put this packet together for us. Now, our copier planner that we have in the office is obsolete. We need to replace it. We need to have better scanning capabilities. And what we're going to do is that if you look at the proposal, I want to read a memorandum first before I begin anything else. And this memorandum is from the Town of Dayton. This is to the Town of Dayton Planning Board, from the Zoning Board of Appeals, Board of Selectmen, and Finance Committee. And this is from Carrie Easterday to these people, dated December 10th of 2020, and is in regards to a copier. She says, in anticipation of the upcoming budget season, I respectfully submit 2 quotes for a copier, one for a color copier and one for a black and white copier. It is my hope to request a color copier in conjunction with the Zoning Board of Appeals so that the 2 offices may consolidate the current copier, which was purchased in 2014, as well as 2 multi-function scanner/fax/color copier machines. It should be noted that the current machine is becoming obsolete and should be replaced. Now, you're going to see in your packet also that if we decide to go with the same contractor who has provided our copier upstairs, we would then enter into an agreement for maintenance, a maintenance package with that entity. So I want everybody to look this over real good. Jerry, do we have to make a decision on this tonight?
No, it's just something for consideration because, as you know, budget season always springs upon us. So I'm just in anticipation of getting ready for the budget season. And that's pretty much it. That's actually the only request that I really see for the office for this year. I really don't see anything else that we really need. And I'd like to note that, so the current copier scanner that I have, obviously we purchased it in 2014, and I have not been able to really confirm how old the machine is because it was bought used. It looks like it's a 2006. That's around there. Can't confirm that. But the other thing I'd like to note is that, you know, I share the office with the Zoning Board of Appeals, and they have a multi-function machine that is the fax color copier and the scanner. Plus, on top of the copier that I also have another machine that's the color copier, fax machine, and a scanner. So it's my hope, because even though we don't plan on doing a lot of color copying, we do need it because, as you know, being the planning and the zoning department, we do a lot of maps that require a lot of color copies. So I do need a color copier, but it's my hope that we can get it approved for a color copier so that, and a multi-function, so that we basically will be getting rid of 2 machines and replacing it with 1 machine that we can be shared between the 2 of us. That's the hope in doing that, so that we can consolidate. And if you know, we have like these 2 fax machines, which I think I can count on. I think maybe I've used it once since I've been here. But again, I don't want to get rid of a fax machine because of the off chance.
They're handy to have.
Yeah. Yeah, it's, you know, they are handy to have if you ever have a problem with the scanner or, you know, emailing off something. You have the ability to fax as a backup. But my biggest goal right now is to get a much better scanner. And what I've also noticed, we had IT come in and do some work in trying to make the scanning easier. The way it's set up right now, without getting too much into it, but the way it's set up right now is the scanning, what it does is it scans it and then it sends it to my email. But because the machine is so old, you can set it typically. So for the plan copier that we just got, instead of sending it to my email and inundating my email account, it can scan it right to my computer to a folder on my desktop. But because my copier is too old, it can't do that. It just doesn't have that capability. So those are some of the things that we're running into. I'm also finding that the copy quality is starting to go down a little bit. And I'm just concerned that eventually it's going to come to a point that it's going to die on me and we're going to be stuck with no copier. So that's my hope. We'll see.
So
I just have a quick, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, so this cost here is just for the purchase, and you're saying that, Mr. Chairman, you said if we bought these from this particular company here, the certified image management consultant, that would put us on the maintenance contract with the other machine upstairs?
That's correct.
Yes, it would run, it would be billed to our department. So the selectmen, the service contract that they have upstairs for that machine is billed to the selectmen. Ours would be billed different. It would be billed to the planning and if zoning goes along. So we would need to see if zoning would go along with it as well. So it would be a separate service contract. I'd also like to note that these quotes that we got are under the state contract, which that way we don't have to go out to bid. Makes it a little bit easier, especially since we don't have a town administrator right now, because the town administrator is the one that handles all biddings. And with the state contract, 9 times out of 10 is the lowest. And actually the quotes that we got are from the same company that we got our plan copier. So I am familiar with the company and they have been very good with us with the plan copier.
Yeah, members, we split service right now, using the plan copier with the zoning board of appeals right now. So I believe that's going further. If we were to purchase this copier, they would again pay for half of the maintenance contract that would be included with that. Am I correct in saying that, Mrs. Easterday?
Yes, after this year. So the plan copier, the way we went about that for the first year was we did a special article that the funding for that was to purchase the copier and to provide a 1-year maintenance fee within that budget. After that, we just put in that in our budget line for office supplies, or I think it's professional and technical, one of our line items, we would put that in. It's been very minimal because the plan copier, we don't use it a lot. I mean, we use it for scanning, which is what our biggest goal was for anyways. This copier, this proposal will obviously be much different because it'll be more used. on that part.
Mrs. Easterday, I'd like to request that, and I don't have the members vote on this, that we send a communication to the Board of Selectmen asking them when they believe the budget season will be open. That way we will be ready as a board to present what we need to present to the Finance Committee.
Sure thing. Excuse me. And we don't have to make a vote on this tonight, obviously, because the ZBA is going to reflect on it as well. And, you know, we haven't even opened the door for budget. So it's just something to contemplate for now. And I wanted to put it out there for you guys to think about it for now.
Yeah.
Is
So,
budget
members,
season delayed this year?
I am not told it is, but it usually starts in January.
Yeah, it's usually due by the end of January.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's why I say that we better, you know, why they strike while the iron is hot now, you know, and find out.
Yeah.
So on that note, have you considered any additional software you need for the office, Carrie?
I just got the Adobe Acrobat. So that's up and running. I have that. So we're all good on that.
Which one did you get? Did you get the Pro or?
The Pro, yeah.
Wow.
You're going to ask me all these questions now. You're way beyond me on this.
Well, I noticed you're able to break up the PDF and add it separately. So I'm like, she must have Pro now because you can only do that.
Oh, yes. That is
Excellent.
A godsend, I'll tell you. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Excellent.
Yep.
So, gentlemen, as was stated, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to entertain a motion to take this under advisement until we receive some input from the Zoning Board of Appeals.
I will make that in form of a motion and to take this under advisement.
I'll second that.
Motion been made and seconded. Any further discussion on taking the proposed copy of quote under advisement? Hearing none, let's vote. By roll. Vice Chairman Boner.
Aye.
Member Figueredo.
Aye.
I guess everybody's got sleepy tears tonight, huh? Member Woods.
Aye.
Sorry to bore you. Member Cavallo.
Aye.
And Chairman Ryan's aye. Thanks, gentlemen. I'm going to move on to, thank you, Kerry, for putting this all together.
You're
We
welcome.
appreciate it. Thank you. I'm going to move on to agenda item number 5, and that's to approve the meeting minutes of our December 20th, 2020 meeting.
That
I'll
would be
make that
December 2nd, correct?
December 2nd.
Yeah.
December 2nd.
Yes, correct, December 2nd.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from December 2nd, 2020.
I'll
Motion made
second
and
that.
second. Motions are made and seconded by Mr. Figueredo. Any further discussion on the approval of the meeting minutes of December 2nd, 2020? Hearing none, let's vote, members, by roll. Vice Chairman Boner.
Aye.
Member Figueredo.
Aye.
Member Woods.
Aye.
Member Cavallo.
Aye.
Member Ryan's aye. Mrs. Easterday, do we have anything under correspondence for this month?
You do not, nothing.
So we're going to move on to agenda item number 7. That's public input. Members, the floor is yours if you'd like to, air your grievances or anything on your minds.
I didn't think airing her grievances was for another 2 weeks. Nothing
Well,
further
we
from
do
me,
have the-
Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. But we do have the union steward available, so if you'd like to file a grievance, please put it in writing and she will file it.
Feats of Strength is next.
So I'd just like to say, under public input, I want to thank the members for a very productive year with the planning board. I do have the honor of serving with some fine gentlemen, and of course, I will not leave out our esteemed office manager, Mrs. Easterday, who's done a fabulous job for us through 2020, especially
Here,
especially with the pandemic.
Hooray!
Thank you.
Especially with the ongoing pandemic and, doing everything through Zoom, making sure that, applications are received, emails are going out to members, you're receiving your packets. again, Mrs. Easton did a fantastic job for us. We greatly appreciate it.
Thank you.
So, with that being said, I'm going to myself, wish the members of the board and of course our office manager, Mrs. Easton, a very Merry Christmas. I believe we are on after the first of the year. I think the date is January 6th is our next meeting, which it is, yes. And I'm also going to wish all the members a Happy New Year. Be safe, celebrate as safe as we can. If you do have the opportunity to reach out to your family members via Zoom or whatever medium you decide, please do, and I'm sure you will. But Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to all.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
You as well.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas.
Happy Boxing Day.
I don't want to leave anybody out that's Happy Hanukkah. I would like to add also Happy Kwanzaa, and that would also be Festivus for the rest of us.
Well done, well done. Here, here.
So at this time, gentlemen of the board, I'm going to entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make- Second.
Motion made and second to adjourn. Let's vote by roll. Vice Chairman Bowner.
Aye.
Member Figueredo.
Aye.
Member Woods.
Aye.
Member Cavallo. Members, before we do adjourn, if you would intermittently through the day tomorrow, please reach out to me via phone call. I'd like to speak with everyone if you would, please.
Uh-oh.
We're in trouble now.
No,
Call to the principal's office.
No. I would just, I greatly appreciate it. That's all, gentlemen. So with that being said, we are going to adjourn. Cable, if you're there, thank you as always. And we will see everyone on January 6th of 2021.
I'll see you next year, everybody.
Okay, see you next year. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night.